Hello everyone, my name is Sagar and I hope you are doing well. In this video, we'll see about RFQs. Okay, that is request for quotation in our procurement and sourcing. We have the similar concept in sales as well. Generally, we get quotation there. Okay, so I will go to my procurement and sourcing here, and here I will collapse them, and I have this option request for quotation. So I'll click on this. Okay, so here I have multiple quotations. Okay, so I will click on new as I want to create a new quotation. Okay, so assume a scenario. Okay, so let's consider scenario as well that I want to buy a certain item. Okay, I want to buy the HDMI cable. Okay, HDMI cables. Okay, so we have a product named as A001 in our contest data. Okay, let us say I want to buy 10 quantities of this particular product. Okay, now I have multiple vendors. Let us say I have a vendor named as 1001 US 101, multiple vendors. Okay, and I want to send a request to them so that they can tell me their price, okay, depending upon my quantities and how my relation and all this, right? Okay, so in order to create that quotation, I will click on this new, and here I can select my type. Okay, so I'm going directly with this purchase order. Okay, now the important thing here is this expiration date. Okay, and I will click OK. Then here as I was telling that we'll buy this particular item, HDMI cable. Okay, so if I will search for this A0001 product, that is my HDMI cable. Okay, and assume I want to buy it from my this site number 1 and warehouse number 11. Okay, all right, here I need to specify my quantities. Okay, assume I want to buy 10 quantities. Okay, I will say 10. Okay, and here if you see the unit price is blank. Okay, and whereas if you'll open this particular, okay, let's open it from a different tab. If I will go to my release product from here, procurement, not procurement, it should be from my product information management, release product, and let me search for this product. Okay, and here if I will open this product, let me see if I have a price defined at my master. Okay, so if you see, the 12 is the price. Okay, I will close this. Okay, now before sending it, I will add now my vendors. Okay, so as I was saying that I will send the request to these two vendors, that is Acme Supplies, and this is also a vendor. Let's see, so I will say 1001 Acme Office Supplies. Okay, I will save it. I will try to add one more, that is my US-101 Fabricum Electronics. Okay, all right, I'm gonna save this. All right, so this looks good to me. Now what I can do, I can send this RFQs to my vendors. I will click on send. Here it is telling me that you want to buy this particular item, so you have requested then 10 purchase quantity, and you are going to send the request for quotation to these two vendors, Acme and Fabricum. Okay, and these are associated with your this RFQ, that is 10. I will click OK here, and my request will be sent. Okay, now my request has been sent. So generally what we'll do, we can come here. One second, let me, sorry, not this one, request for quotation. All right, so here if you notice, these two requests for quotation, that is my 10 is here. Okay, so I will open this. Okay, So generally the vendors, they will open your request. Okay, so you see, you have sent your request for this HDMI cables. Now these two vendors will come here. Basically you will provide access to these vendors, okay, and they will go to their module and they will generally have access to this particular module, and they can click here, okay. Then they will review their information, okay. So for example, I will only see the data. For example, let's say if I am this particular vendor 100, so I will only see the data related to mine, okay. So currently, as I have been logged in as admin, so I can see everything. So I'm going to do their reply from here itself, okay. So I will simply click on this manage replies, okay. So assume like I send these requests to vendors in the PDF form. So basically what I will do, I can get this document from here, okay, and I can print my document here, okay. For example, I can click here original preview, so that will open a report for me, okay. So this is a manual process that I'm currently talking. So we'll send an email to your vendor, then they will see that you are interested in this particular product, okay. Again, here I need to do setup for my report by going to print management, so let me not do it, okay. Now what I will do in my next step, I am going to do reply, but before even you do reply, you need to make sure that if you want to do this practical scenario, so you need to come to your procurement and sourcing first. You need to go to your setups and to go to procurement and sourcing parameters, and here you need to enable, so you need to go to request for quotation, and here make sure where you need to enable this particular option, okay. Now assume if you do not enable this option, so when you will do reply on behalf of your vendors, for example, you click here, so you will not able to do edits here, okay, by yourself, okay. So if you will enable this particular option, save this, and now let me refresh this page. Okay, now if you see these options are enabled, okay. Let me do a hard refresh first. So I will open my this RFQ number, and here I will go to my manage replies, okay. So first of all, I will see this particular vendor. All right, here I can do edit. I can, okay, one second, let me click on edit RFQ reply, okay. Assume that vendor has replied me that if you want 10 quantities, I will give you price of 9, okay. This particular vendor, that is Acme Office Supplies, they are giving you price of 8, okay. You can save and you can submit, okay, or either you can decline your request, you can do reset and all of this stuff. So for now I will simply submit this, okay. Okay, I will close this. Now similarly I will do reply for this one as well, okay. My US 1001, I will again click here. One second. Okay, so I've just done a refresh of this page. Now I can do reply for this vendor as well. So I will say that this vendor is going to give me the price of 10, okay, and I will save this, and again I'm gonna submit it, okay. Now if you see, I have requested these 10 HDMI cables to these vendors, and they have replied me as well. So currently assume that they have replied you manually through email that they will do. Now in order to do entry in your system, you can come here and you can do all this process, okay. Now again let me come back here, okay. All right, yeah, now what I will do, I will again click on this compare replies, okay. And here if you see that the 80, see, like this is the price, okay, 8, 10, and generally like most of the times you go with the one who is going to give you less amount right here, right, less unit price. So either you can again, reject, reply, other things. Okay. For now, I'm going to accept it. As soon as you accept it, so in your this RFQ, the details will get updated. Okay. So first of all, I will accept this one, and further I can reject my this US 1001. Okay. Click OK. All right. I can come back, and here if you will refresh your page. Second, let me again click here. So what I can do, okay, so here, second, okay, here if you see this purchase order has been created, so I can go to my purchase order, all purchase order form, and I can search for this particular PO, apply, open this, and you can see the item site and warehouse has been auto-populated, the quantity and the price. Okay, so this is how you create RFQs and you send your request to multiple vendors and then they reply. Okay, and then you enter all these details manually, and finally you create the purchase order out of your RFQs. So this is a complete cycle. Thank you for watching this video.